Okay, let's open this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seems like 50 of us around here.
Okay, number two. Open public forum. Anyone that's not on the agenda that wishes to speak? Otherwise, we'll move on to number 3, approval of the agenda. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Shannon makes the motion.
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Recommendation to approve the consent agenda as presented. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Doug makes a motion, how about a second?
Second.
Gary seconds it. Any discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Number 5. Resolution 2020-46. A resolution calling for a public hearing on a proposed property tax abatement. Katie Riggleman and Brandon Talbert. He's not here?
Nope.
Okay.
All
right.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm Katie Riggleman with Austin Consulting, and I'm here to represent my client, Golden Plum. And what we're looking at is a potential expansion of their current facility in Cold Spring. The project expansion is of their current poultry processing plant, and the expansion would include upgrades to their facility, building expansion, installation of new equipment, new processing and packaging equipment, as well as other upgrades to the facility to improve yields, efficiency, and provide greater flexibility. The project is estimated to be approximately $75 million with about 50,000 square foot addition to the current facility. We're looking at least 130 new jobs that would be added for this expansion of the operations, and we are requesting to have a public hearing to hear the tax abatement.
I'm sorry, can you mute that until somebody on the TV actually has to talk?
Yep.
Thanks.
Gotta find my mute
I'm
button.
struggling. I was thinking about saying the same thing.
There you go.
Thank you, Bridget.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let me just tell everybody I'm on. So if anyone wants to speak, unmute yours and I'll see it on the screen, and then I'll unmute the TV so that we can hear you.
Okay, I will read a recommendation. Recommendation to approve resolution 2020-46, a resolution calling for a public hearing on proposed property tax abatement and setting the hearing on September 22nd, 2020. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Gary makes a motion, how about a second?
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on this? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Someone who just joined, could you please let me know your name? You're muted, but I can't unmute you. Okay.
Can we keep going then?
Yep, just keep going.
All right, number 6, Public Works Director report, John Stevie.
Hold on, John, I gotta unmute you. Okay, go ahead, John.
We ended up only getting one bid from Aztec, $1.82 a pound. We have $10,000 in the budget for this, so we'll get about $5,494.50, or 5,494 and a half pounds worth of crack filling. We'll be doing over by River Lakes, some less than 14 maybe some Blue Heron Heights, depending on how far we can get, and then also east of 14th Road. So I need a motion to move forward with that.
All right, recommendation to accept the low bid for crack sealing for 2020 from Aztec at a unit price of $1.82 per pound with total bid of
Can you hear me?
$10,000.
You're
Yes.
muted, he can't hear you.
Oh, should we do this again? Just wait. Recommendation to accept the low bid for crack sealing for 2020 from Aztec at a unit price of $1.82 per pound with total bid of $10,000. I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Doug makes a motion, how about a second?
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
The only other thing I have would be, we did the seal coating last week, got it all swept up on Friday in River Oaks in the industrial park, and we'll be fog sealing this week. And that should be completed for the year, looks good. And then working with the brewery on a pre-treatment agreement outside of that, that's about it.
All right, anybody got any questions? Liz, thanks a lot, John.
Thank you guys, have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, John.
Number 7, city engineer report, Brian Lynchen.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor and Council.
Brian.
Good evening. Start out with County Road 158. Curb is in, paving is done. We just have a couple more things to pave yet. The parking lot behind City Hall, a couple of driveways. Otherwise, we're moving ahead with the black dirt and filling in the boulevards and basically kind of wrapping the project up here. So again, we appreciate everybody's patience this summer. The end is near. So any questions on the reconstruct? All right. Moving on, water treatment plant. Design is still at the Department of Health. We met with staff last week, went through the plans, looked at little things that we need to tweak just to clean the plans up. So hopefully coming soon with finalized plans and a schedule for bidding. The wells 8 and 9, looking to start mid-October on the piping, the pumps, the controls. The overhead power will follow shortly after the road is in. They have a nice surface to work off of. Right now it's really the long lead time items have been ordered and we can get going in the middle of October here, so we'll be moving on that. The sanitary lift station water main project, that combined project for the brewery, just working on kind of finalizing some of the route areas. We had the rest of our borings come in. We had some higher bedrock areas that we're kind of going to look at the routes a little bit differently, see how we can avoid those. Kind of by our river crossing, which is to be expected, and that's why we do the borings, to see where it is, and then if we need to, we can adjust. So just working on finalizing some of that. The industrial pre-treatment, the conceptual design, we're still wrapping that up. We did present some of the modeling of the existing plant, so we took parameters from the existing wastewater plant, you put them into a computer program, kind of tweak it, work with it, and you can the computer program will accurately predict how the plant runs. And that's helpful because then you can take the new pre-treatment, put that into the computer program and really see how does the plant respond when we put this additional loading on it. So it's a good way for us ahead of time to be able to know with some fairly good certainty of how's it going to react, and so we're not surprised after it's built. And it allows us then, if there's changes we need to make ahead of time, to be able to know those and know if the existing plant will really handle it. So. And then lastly, Blue Heron Heights 4. We're just kind of putting the finishing touches on the plans and specs there. We have a pre-con schedule for later this week. We included the plans in the packet. If you had a chance to look at them, if you had any questions regarding the plans, I'd be happy to answer them. And I think, Bridget, in the past, like with the other private developments we've done, since this is being done, bid privately, we don't actually approve the plans. It was just more of a, if you had any questions or concerns, I could address them. And that's all I have.
All right, anybody got questions? Anybody got questions for Brian?
No.
No.
Thank you very much,
All right,
Brian.
thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Number 8, Police Department report, Chief Bloom.
Mr. Mayor, Council, good evening.
Hi.
First one is looking to purchase, we ordered a squad for this year back in January. With COVID, it was set to be produced in late April. The latest update I've got is that it has a serial number. It's still in pending though. So it's partially put together. They're just waiting for some type of part, and I don't know exactly which parts those are. Glimmer of Hope is one of the installers for squad cars in the area that does a lot of them. They got 11 squads in that he needs to install last week, so they are coming out. It's just a matter of when they get to ours in the line. So I'd like to order the equipment for that squad, so when it does show up, we can get started on it right away. So I'm kind of like I talked, updating the WatchGuard camera for eventually being compatible with body cameras down the road, and then just the remaining equipment for that squad.
All right, I'll read the recommendation. To approve the purchase of a squad camera and equipment for the 2020 squad car for a total cost of $10,544. Furthermore, to be paid out of the gambling fund. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Gary makes a motion. How about a second?
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion on it? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
Excellent, thank you. And then just a couple other things going on in the area. Last week, officers recovered, it was actually a stolen vehicle that was recovered down in the metro from a resident that lived here. But in that vehicle was over $70,000 of counterfeit bills. Some of them were just printed on different papers. Some of them were washed dollar bills to be reprinted to look as a $20, $50, or $100 bill. We don't know if it's from the same group, but we had some $100 bills that were passed over in Richmond, so just put it out there to businesses and really anybody, just with all the Facebook garage sales, whatever kind of things that people are buying and selling. If something doesn't look right, make sure you double check. Even the pens, if they're washing dollar bills, the pens are going to turn up as a good bill. It's just printed on, it's reprinted, so protect yourself. But it is going on quite a bit lately, and with that, the scams we're taking several calls per day. The scams right now are through the roof, so don't give any information out. I know I get a couple calls on my phone a day just of different robocalls and that kind of stuff, so we can't stress it enough that it's going on a lot right now, so just want everybody to be aware of that. And that's all I really had, unless you guys have questions for me.
Anybody got anything?
Nothing from me.
Thanks a lot, James.
Thank you.
You hit mute on that one.
Okay, number 9, City Administrator Report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, the only thing I have, with the water treatment plant almost done with design, we have a pretty solid engineer's estimate of the cost for that water treatment plant. And we needed as close as possible estimate to get into the contract with PFA that we're going to do for the bonding money. And so right now the estimate is over what that bonding is, so we have to have proof to the state that any excess money can be covered by the city. And so this is an interfund loan from wastewater to water. The wastewater fund to the water fund for any excess that might be over that $4 million, which we know it will be, but hopefully bidding will come in really nice. We're going out at a good time in January-ish, but we should be pretty, we hope to see something favorable. So if
You want that recommendation read?
Yes, please.
let's do that first. Recommendation to approve Resolution 2020-47, a resolution authorizing an interfund loan for advance of certain costs in connection with construction of a water treatment plant. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Jamie makes a motion, how about a second?
Sorry, I didn't
Second that.
Could you?
I'll second that. Siri made a motion, but I'll second it anyways.
Shannon seconds it. Any discussion
Siri
on
tried,
that?
but.
Otherwise, all those in favor
One
say aye.
question, do we have
Oh,
an
go
idea
ahead.
how much?
It's 2 million. The total estimate right now is 6 million, I gotta get to my, 6,293,623, so a 2,293,639, but there's a pretty big contingency in there. And a large, there's a couple other, like the attorney legal, those are contingency numbers too. And with bidding, hopefully it'll bring it down closer to that 5 range, 5 something range. But
The contractors are pretty hungry right now, and especially without a bonding bill at the state, they're really looking for work coming out, so we're going out at a good time.
yeah. So the max would be the 2,293,639, but I don't anticipate it being that high.
Any other discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries.
One other thing is, with 158 being done, Brian and I were looking at the calendar and coming up with an assessment hearing date, and it looks like October 27th. We have a meeting on October 20th. Oh no, October 27th we do, yep. So that also happens to be the very first day of in-person voting here at City Hall for that week before. So I don't anticipate a super large crowd since we've had more than one assessment hearing and had those people here. But I'd like to know, do you want to keep it that day so it's a standard regular meeting night? There may be some voting equipment. We'll do some moving as much as we can, but there'll be some equipment in here on that night. Otherwise, it would have to be a special meeting, and then we have to notice it early, and we have to stick just to the agenda. It just seems like,
I'd keep it the way it is.
We can have it on the same day, I'm fine with it being on the same day.
Yeah.
yeah, keeping it on the 27th.
27th, yeah. I'm
Okay.
good with that.
That's all I needed for that.
All right.
And then Monday, EDA, we've gotten 20 applicants from businesses, ranging, the county changed their criteria without notifying the cities that were using their application, that they upped their max from 7,500 to 15,000 in the period while we were still accepting them. So some people applied for 15,000 because that's what the application said from the county. I'm hoping this week to contact everyone who put anyone who put a number under 75,000, 7,500, if they don't have more, if they're staying at that number regardless of the fact that it went up, we should be able to give almost everybody what they asked for or the 15. So EDA will take a look at them on Monday,
Okay.
and then on the 22nd of this month, we'll bring them all here. There's a chicken and the egg problem. The county will give us 25,000 or 25% of what we give out, but then I don't have 25% more in applications, so it's kind of confusing. How am I supposed to use their money? So I'm waiting for some direction from them as well. Does that mean I figure out how much we've requested? We can take 25% of that out because we can use it to the city, and then they'll give the 25 to make that even. I'm kind of working on that, so we'll have to talk about that at EDA as well and have a plan on the 22nd. And then we should be pretty close to zeroed out on our CARES Act between what we need to spend for the city and what we want to give out to businesses. And with that, that's all I have.
Anybody got questions for Bridget?
None for me.
Otherwise, we'll move on to number 10. List of bills and additions. Recommendation to review and accept payment of the accounts payable according to the list and supplemental list presented by city staff. I need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion.
Doug makes a motion. I
I'll
need a
second.
second. Jamie seconds it. Any discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Number 11, general questions and comments from city council. Jamie,
Nothing for me, sir.
Doug,
Nothing.
Shannon,
Not this evening?
Gary,
Nothing.
and I have nothing. Number 12, next city council meeting, September 22nd, 2020. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Gary makes a motion. How about a second?
I'll second.
Jamie seconds it. Any discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.